The voice in your head telling you to quit has never been where you want to go, so why are you listening to it? If you want to become a painter, would you pay someone who's never painted before to teach you how to paint? No. So why are you judging yourself and quitting and deciding when to quit when something gets tough or difficult? You don't have the qualifications. I'm assuming when you say you want to become a painter, you've never became a painter before. Therefore, what are the qualifications that you have that allow you to quit or tell yourself to quit? You don't have those qualifications. You're the type of person who's paying someone to teach you how to paint, but they've never painted before. That's the voice that you're listening to, someone that's not qualified to tell you what is and what isn't. And what if I told you that the goal that you're trying to achieve, throughout that process, when you get to an obstacle, when you lose $5,000, when whatever it is happens to you, what if I told you that that is part of the process? But the voice inside of your head is telling you to quit, and that's exactly what you do. You end up listening to someone who's not qualified enough to tell you what to do. Do you get it now? You're listening to a voice in your head that's never done it before. It never got there. Who the hell are you telling me to quit when you don't know how to get there to begin with? This is the problem with all of you guys. You guys give up. You guys quit immediately, and you're listening to someone who's not qualified, which is you, by the way. That person is you. You're listening to you. This is why I say you're the person standing in front of your goals. You're the problem. You're the problem. You need to change the way you look at things. You need to change your perspective, and you need to humble yourself. You need to accept the process the way it is. And part of the process is you're going to get rejected. You're going to lose some money. Things are going to happen, and that is part of the process. The other day, I lost $5,000 in my business. All my family members were freaking out. Guess what? I told them, this is part of the journey. This is part of the process. You have to trust the process, and you have to shift your perspective. This is the way I looked at it. That $5,000 is how much that lesson cost me. You see how I changed my perspective? I am in no position that qualifies me to say whether or not I should quit or not. Because I don't have the qualifications. Because I never got to the goal that I wanted. Or else, that wouldn't be my goal, because I would already be there. You need to trust the process and stop listening to the voice that's inside of your head. How do you become good at something? Back in my college days when I was a student athlete, when I was playing soccer, in order for me to get better at dribbling or passing the ball, all I had to do was pass the ball more often. All I had to do was dribble more often. There's something in sports called muscle memory. If I kept dribbling, which I did, and I kept training how to dribble, your body and your brain develops something called muscle memory. And what muscle memory is, your body and your mind can do the thing that you practiced without you having to think about it. They can automatically do it because you trained them thousands and thousands of hours, that now there's something called muscle memory. This fundamental concept I took into my life. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, whatever it is that you have as a goal, in order to get from point A to point B, you need to do that so many times that it becomes muscle memory. If you want to become good at social media, you have to keep posting and you have to keep filming. If you want to become a better speaker, you have to speak more often in front of the camera. If you want to become a better painter, you have to paint more often. And that requires thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. But most of you guys are impatient. Something doesn't work from the first time, you're like, that's it. This is the problem. You listen to the voice inside of your head, and you're not willing to put in the work, which are thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of that specific skill set in order to master it. That's how it is. That's the name of the game. This is a fundamental concept in everything. It's a universal concept with whatever it is that you have as a goal. Rejection is part of the game. You're going to get rejected in business. You're going to get rejected into law school, into dentist school, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. You're going to get rejections. It's part of the process. Imagine you tell the universe, I wanted to get to set soul goal. And the universe is like, okay, the universe takes you through a road, and the first obstacle that comes in front of you, you turn around and you leave. That is part of the process. You ask for something, and the universe is giving it to you. Rejection is part of the process. Losing money is part of the process. Losses are part of the process. You are losing towards success. Do you understand that? This is where you want to get. In order to get here, this is how it's going to look like. You're not going to get here like this. It's going to go like this, zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. These falls, these losses are part of the process, because when you go down, you're going to go back up higher. They're lessons that you learn that make you better, and they teach you what you need to be taught. So in order to get good at something, you need to develop muscle memory, and that requires thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. If you're not willing to put the work in, that means you're lazy. That's a you problem. Throughout the process, you as a human, you're emotional. Emotions are going to get in the way. You have to shift your perspective. I lost $5,000. Guess what? It's a perspective change that I shifted. Hey, this lesson costed me $5,000. You see the way I shifted it? Fix the way you look at things. When you get rejected, it's going to hurt. What you have to do is control your emotions and accept the emotion, accept the sadness, the depression, the miserable feeling that you're feeling. But the perspective needs to be shifted into, this is a lesson and this is necessary for me to reach the bigger picture, the bigger goal which you have up there. Short-term loss for long-term gain, but you're not listening. If you actually are focused and you really want to get up here to the goal that you have to shift your perspective, and you have to always look at the bigger picture. Stop looking at the short-term losses. Control your emotions, because your emotions is exactly what's letting you down.